Alright guys, I'm here to record a Gurjara build of population 18 archers into the SemiFast castle. You start as the Gurjara here is basically getting all of our ships to work as scouts. You want all of your ships scouting here together with the camel, and you want to find your other 2 pack of ships as soon as possible. We have now 4 villagers on the berries. We're going to send others here towards the mill. That's good. Our camel scout just found the 2nd pack. There's only 1 pack of sheep lacking, but since we scouted a lot, we already eliminated a lot of the possible variables and places where it could be. So you can already send back all of your sheep towards the mill. There it is, we just spotted our last pack of sheep here. Let's send the camel immediately to there. We have 2 villagers there. I always like to keep 2 on this mill. And we are still sending all the villagers towards the food. Why do we send villagers here to the 2 villas to the mill? So that we can fight back against enemy scout or eagle if they try to 1v1 our villagers. We're just going to place all of our ships here on the mill, and this will just boost our economical power by a lot. If you need to, force drop the food so you don't get idle TC. And guys, we are in the best scenario for this build to work. 4 deers. So yes, not only we're going to be able to eat food here from the boar, 6 on berries, going to send another one here to the boar, but we're also going to be able to eat food from the deers. Now that we have all these villagers collecting food, you can start collecting wood, and we are going to place 3 villagers on the wood, okay? That's what we're going to do. On this build, after your 2 initial houses, you only need like 1 more house during the middle of the Dark Age, so you can get past 15 population, okay? And that's what we're going to do. We're already going to make a 2nd house. I'm already making here, thinking of a perimeter that I'm building around my mill here. I want to keep my mill, my wood and my gold safe. I like to play this build a bit more on the defensive stance, because then I can focus a lot on my eco management, and after I go towards the castle age, I simplify my eco here by a lot, and then I focus on the aggression. So basically we're just going to play defensive on Feudal Age, and we have great tools for it. The camel, which will be great to fight against enemy scouts and give us enough time to wall against the scout rush. And then we also are going to have archers being made very soon, which will be great against infantry openings and also helpful against scouts. Once we have a small mass of archers Macedon, we can actually fight back against the scouts. For now, we're just taking all of our food sources towards the TC. Once we can, we're going to make a lumber camp. And by the way guys, we already have all the views on the quill. Let's quill also the loom. We do not want to get surprised by a rush or any aggressive strategy there and lose our villagers, okay? And that's the idea. We're just getting a lot of views here on the food. As soon as Loom finishes, we are just going to force drop the resources and click to the next stage. We are always going to be able to do that even on chicken maps, because these 8 ships are actually producing extra food for us. See, there we go, we just click it to the next stage. Now we're immediately going to take 5 villagers from the food and send towards our lumber camp. And we're going to get 4 more and send to the stagler trees. So a total of 12 views on the wood. Being 8 of these on the wood, on the lumber camp, and 4 on the stagglers. Now there is 2 buildings that we need to start doing when we are halfway to the next stage. When we are halfway towards Feudal Age, around like 50%, we're just going to get our berry guys and make like both barracks and house. There goes the barracks and there goes the house. Remember, I'm always making here a perimeter so that I can shield my resources from enemy aggression. The best perimeter is one where you build, and even if your opponent comes here with a Feudal Age skirmisher or archer, he won't be able to hit your working views. So you are going to have like 0 idle time. That's the idea, okay? We lured everything, we can find the opponent, we can eat another staggler. We are not done yet with the stagglers. As soon as we are on the next stage, there are 2 buildings that we're going to do. An archer range to start producing archers, and after that, as soon as we can, we are going to make a mining camp with those 4 guys on the stagglers. So the 4 stagglers here go towards the mining camp. We're gonna quill our villagers here into the mill. And once we are done here with the archer range, another house go back here towards the mill. Now it always depends. If you're fighting against men-at-arms, you want to make like a quick wall here around your resources. If you're fighting against archers, you have more time to think, wall and stuff. And if you're fighting against scouts, you actually want to finish some small walls so that you can defend yourself better, okay? So once again, we are always going to adapt to the game. But one thing that's actually good is the getting 1 villager to keep making houses and palisades, our builder here, so that we can feel safe during the game. And we're actually going to invest a lot here into the economy. You don't even need like full walls. We have army, we have a camel, we have archers, we just can wall towards the TC. Our army is not leaving home, so even if we get attacked by things such as scouts, we can still defend ourselves. And we are, of course, going to invest here a lot into the food. As soon as we can, we drop farms. Oh, we did forgot to make the wood upgrade. That was a huge mistake. This is also intended to be made, okay? And guys, take notice of something. Our food is going to increase at an astonishing rate because the army we are doing only costs gold and wood. So all of our food views are just producing for us to get economy here on the food and to produce views and bank up food for Castle Age. So that's what we're going to do. We're aiming towards the Castle Age already. One thing that we can do to boost our uptime is getting some of those ships from the mill, sending them towards the town center and getting villagers to eat them. By doing that, we don't even need all this amount of views on the wood. We can even get some of those guys and place them on the food as well. On the berries or even on this ship. And as soon as we start, let's just get our archers outside of the archer range to be able to fight against enemy rushes. As soon as you are eating 1 ship, already send a second one in line here. And we are gonna do it until we have like 16 views on food, okay? So 1 more view on food and we are good to go. Alright, we have now 16 villagers on food, considering those 2 farmers. Let's just send 4 more villagers towards the gold there. By the way, since we have 4 views, we are not just making archers and have 0 accident of gold. We have already a small accident of gold, look at that. If we cancel this, we already are halfway towards the next stage. What do we need here? We'll also need to consider making a building so that we can go to the next stage. And our building is going to be the blacksmith, so that we can upgrade our archers. If you feel like you need, if you're playing against a unit, not like a scout rush or not against men-at-arms, you are actually having to face Feudal Age archers or something, I recommend you to invest more into palisades and make sure that you are fully protected. Try not to get your villagers on the TC idle like I just did, because I was making the explanation, and keep eating food here from the ship. Alright, we have 8 views on the gold. Now what? Now we just turn into the food and keep sending villagers to the wood. Sorry, turn the town center to the wood and keep sending villagers to the wood until we can click up to the next stage. So that's basically the idea. We are now on the way to the Castle Age. We are producing archers non-stop. We need a house there, so we won't get housed. And once you are done with the berries, you can just send all of your villagers towards the wood. If you want, you can even invest into like a second lumber camp. That's an option, okay? Even especially if you can diversify your wood sources into 2, this is actually great for you, because it makes harder for the opponent to get your eco idle, okay? About the food, you also want to keep like at least 12 villagers on foot. Let's work on that number. And let's consider both farms and the sheep that you are eating. If you feel like you won't be able to invest into all these 12 farms, you keep eating the sheep. If you can invest into all these 12 farms, you do it. Let's go for the fletching. We need our archers to have enough firepower on the next stage. And now you can already think of a transition here. If you want to play a combination of archers and Shuvashna Rider, where are those guys? You add a stable. You can already play with like crossbowmen and a few of those guys to help you countering skirmishers, to help you killing houses, to help you finding opening gaps on the enemy walls. These 2 or 3 of those guys are just great and have great synergy with the crossbowman play. Or if you want, you can just go like full crossbowman, so you might actually want to add a second arch range. Or you can even go for the mango follow-up, which in my opinion is the best one. You add like mangonels and TCs at home, and you just keep booming, making archers and mangonels to attack. You are always going to out-boom like your opponent when you are doing that. That's it, guys. We have like 2 lumber camps here. It's not even 70 minutes and we are about to reach Castle Age. This is like the best scenario that can happen. A minimal investment into walls, your army defending here against enemy army, and as soon as you are on the Castle Age around 70 minutes, you click crossbowman, you click bodkin arrow, you click bowsaw, you keep making views, and you make horse collar before your farms start dropping off. I like to play with like 12 on the foot, but you can play with only 10, especially in a case like this one where you just click it like all the important upgrade. 10 is great. I like 12 because later when I add a town center I don't even need to think about adding more farms, okay? And right now you have a good time window to go there and finish the game with your archers. I also recommend you to see what your opponent's doing. Right now, if he's going for knights, you are going to add monks. If he's going for ranged units, you are going to add mangonel. If you didn't choose to go for the Shuvashna Rider transition, this is what you are going to do, okay? The Shuvashna transition one is probably a more aggressive instance. Let's consider that we are actually fighting against skirmishers. We can just add like a siege workshop to make like mangoes together with our crossbowmen. We are remaking the farms with horse collar. We can also upgrade the gold. We have some accidental food. Ah, yeah, ranged units. That's a case to go for mangoes. And you go there and hit your opponent using your extra range from the crossbowman versus Feudal Age unit. I think that one biggest implication of this strategy is that we are expecting to be fighting for a while crossbowmen against Feudal Age units, okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're just gonna do that. But there's one way that I haven't talked about, which is the one where you are always going to be ahead of your opponent, which is actually adding a town center. I'm playing very aggressive here with the crossbowman and mango, but if you want always to be ahead of the guy, no matter what happens, no matter what he does, as soon as you can, drop a town center. And you just need to make sure that you have like 12 on foot. So just make sure that you have like 12 farmers, and then it's gonna work. There we go, guys. We're making mangoes. We're about to have like 12 farms here. Mangoes, crossbowmen, another TC, huge leverage, and that's it. This build is insanely good because not only you are very early to Feudal Age, which makes it hard to punish, but you also have great units to defend. The camel versus the scout, the archer versus anything else, and you can reach up those crazy up times here. So you can open up and play crossbowmen versus Feudal Age units. That's in my opinion my favorite build as the Gurjara. A lot of players use those on tournaments and I hope you guys enjoy it.